Well, thank you and welcome to my presentation. Today, my presentation is on international strategic alliances. Before I start, I will go through these three words, and later on, I will be talking about a few concepts of strategic alliances, their types, the objectives, and its importance, and why it started, why companies started to alliance with each other beyond the boundaries, within the country, and we will go through some of the literature reviews as well. And by the end of the presentation, I will be focusing on three major points which I came across while reviewing some articles. International strategic alliances. International, it related to the multiple nations beyond the boundaries, collaborating in terms of business, in terms of military, in terms of economics, and the politics as well. And strategic, I mean, it's a sort of actions, it's a sort of action plans that are carefully designed to achieve a set of goals. And alliances, it is an agreement to work jointly. It could be in a written format, it could be informal, it could be as a shared understanding, it could be in terms of common interest. So, as a whole, as a whole, international strategic alliances is an agreement between two or more parties stating that the involved parties will act in a certain way in order to achieve a common goal. But the major parties, without losing their own identity, they are supposed to stay autonomous. So, strategic alliance usually makes sense when the parties involved have complementary strength to gain competitive advantages. Complementary strengths in terms of human resources, technology, their goodwill as well. So, it is a mutually beneficial arrangement. So, it is a mutually beneficial arrangement uh, between two separate companies that do not compete with each another. Well, in conclusion, studies alliance can provide organization with many benefits, including increased efficiency, sorry, access to new market and customers, and ability to share resources and expertise. However, they also present some challenges. We will talk about them and later on. So the basic thing is two or more companies, two or more firms come together and they start to work jointly to achieve competitive advantages in terms of cost leadership through operational efficiencies, for strong brand recognition, for strong customer relationship, and to access exclusive resources or distribution channels, and strategic partnership or collaboration, strong financial positions as well, and skilled and experienced workforce, strong leadership or management team as well. Even in terms of using digitalization as well. However, some of the authors, some of the researchers have stated that the alliance can be defined as a cooperative agreement involving two or more firms through which linkages are built to share resources, leading to the joint accomplishment of the individual goals. In the same manner, Gulati is referring to the alliances as an organizational structure to govern an incomplete contract between separate firms. They come together and they complete the contract to achieve common goals, to enter in the new market, to introduce a new product line, to expand. Sorry, I'm sorry for that. To expand their distribution channels, to expand their business in foreign territory as well. Here in the screen we can see it was it was a journal published in Harvard University Press, and how the firms, what they used to do is they weren't aware of the alliances. They were not knowing about that combining, working jointly could have a great benefit beyond the countries and within the countries as well. So earlier what they used to do is a single an individual firm, they used to compete with the other firms individually, and just utilizing their own resources. But later on they came to know that no, that's not the way. Unless we start to combine, unless we start to make a partnership, unless we start and make alliances, then only we will be able to sustain in the industry. Then only we will be able to gain the to achieve the goals we started while starting our company. So this is how earlier the firms were in the single firm, then they start to pair, then there becomes a triad of firms, then they start a group of firms as well. Okay, so here I have tried to I've cited 6 major powers were split in 2 alliances that would form the warring side in World War One. Within World War One, Britain, France, and Russia they formed a triple entity, while Germany, Austria, Hungary, and Italy joined the Triple Alliance. So, in terms of military alliances, the Anglo-Portuguese alliance is one of the popular alliances so far, and it is still enforced by politics, and it is also recorded as the oldest alliance based in the known history. So the types of alliances. So on the screen you can see a few of the alliances: global studies alliances, non-equity alliances, equity alliances, and joint ventures alliances. So joint venture alliances, joint ventures occur when 2 companies agree to come together to create an entirely new separate company that each of existing companies become a parent to. So for example, in 2012, Microsoft and General Electric Healthcare signed a joint agreement to create a new third company called Caradigm. Caradigm was created to develop and market an open healthcare intelligence platform. This idea behind the joint venture was Microsoft had the technical capability of making such a platform work, while GE's healthcare IT division had the expertise on the healthcare side. So as we discussed earlier, as I have mentioned earlier, 2 or more of the companies, 2 or more of the firms, they come together to share their expertise. As in this case, Microsoft came with its technical capabilities, and while GE's came with the expertise on healthcare side. So another one is non-equity strategic alliances. Non-equity strategic alliances is where 2 of the companies come together, but none of them buy any of the share. None of them are investing nothing. They just are sharing their resources, their human resources, their technological resources, their logistic resources. So a non-equity strategic alliance forms when 2 entities realize mutual benefit exists and no equity transfusion is necessary. Like one of the popular non-equity strategic alliance, I must say, is with Barnes and Noble and Starbucks. So Barnes and Nobles they deal with the Noble, and Starbucks with the beverage, with the coffee. So it is one of the most popular non-equity alliances. Well, regarding equity alliances, by its name, to form equity alliances among the companies, either 2 of them invest, either 2 of them buy their shares mutually, or any one of them buy a share or invest in another company. It brings an equity to among them or between them. So apart from that, this is what joint venture is supposed to be. Google and NASA together develop on Google Earth, where we must be using Google Earth as well. And non-equity strategic alliances, Maruti Suzuki Alliance in India. Global strategic alliances, there could be a global strategic alliances beyond the boundaries. Like Nokia and Microsoft entered into a global strategic alliances. Well, apart from that, there could be horizontal alliances, vertical alliances, and intersectional alliances. You can see in the form, if the 2 companies who produce same goods like shoes and sandals, they come to the horizontal alliances. In the vertical alliances, they use the vertical chain to compete with the competitors and to gain the competitive advantage. In the intersectional strategies, it is by two or more firms who doesn't belong to the same industry, not they are in the same vertical chain, but they still use and utilize and share their resources, like a software company and a toy manufacturer. A software company, can add some digitalization to our toy manufacturer companies as well. So in terms of, I can say, here are some more examples regarding the horizontal alliance, vertical alliance, and intersectional alliances. I would like to mention regarding the intersectional alliances, as it is alliance between groups or organizations representing different marginalized communities or identities who share common goals. And the example you can see in the third column: a group of LGBTQ plus activities and a labor union joining forces to fight for workplace protection. LGBTQ plus stands for, the lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and labor union questioning, sorts of pressure groups. So and Cooper and Live Branded, they have mentioned few more of the few more types of the alliances. And apart from these alliances, you can see some of them are franchising alliances, some are licensing alliances, sort of these. Well, in terms of objectives, we can see the main objectives of being in alliance is to enhance capability and competence, to enhance value creation, to leverage resources, risk management, to enhance market position and achieve business development, to achieve globalization as well. Apart from these, I would like to explain about how companies enhance value creation. Well, company enhance value creation in terms of improving short-term finances, eliminating barriers to the entry, gaining better business insights, sharing financial risk, and innovating beyond current capabilities. Beyond current capabilities, I must say, it is supposed to be going in a digital platform, using digitalization in the alliances. Nowadays, artificial intelligence has been a great impact in all of the business, in all of the sector. Earlier there was just only machine learning, then deep learning, then now AI is, it is so disruptive and is being used within the alliances as well. Well, one of the first fact regarding alliances is it can often form between companies with varying business or product cycles as well. For example, companies with short cycles may see companies that have made long-term investments to aid in the rapid development of product that would otherwise require more time. See, suppose a company has a short product cycle. Company has a short product cycle, but it doesn't have enough financial long-term investment to fund their companies. So what they do is they will go alliance with those of the companies that have made long-term investment, and they both can take benefit sharing their resources. And the major part, I will say, there has been a how to select the partners, how to brainstorm the potential partners, how to outline alliances proposals as well, how to determine the goals, how to devise the plan. These are the prime factors. How to find the strategic alliances. So on the next slide, here I have tried to portray some of the pros and cons, some advantages and disadvantages of the alliances. Well, it is no doubt that alliances has helped sorry for that. Alliances helps a company to grow, to get to get to achieve their goals as well, though they have some pros and cons. So regarding the advantages, you can see on the table as well. So the major advantages of the strategic alliance would be sharing resources and expertise, as mentioned earlier, and it could be to enter in a new market, to introduce a new product line, new market penetration. In some cases, a strategic alliance gives access to new market with a solution that wouldn't have been possible for either company of their own. But once they come together, once they start going global, it often work like with a trusted local partner to get advantage in an emerging field. Well, the other one major point of strategic alliances could be, to expand the production, to expand the distribution channels as mentioned earlier, and the major part is to drive innovation. With the right alliance, partners can outrace partner can outrun the competition with new solutions that are a complete package for their customers. These alliances are creative and revolutionary and change the market landscape in a dramatic way. So, along with the advantages, there are few disadvantages of the alliance as well. So, I would like to say the major few of the major disadvantages, few of the major demerits of static alliances could be, the loss of control. As two of the company come together, both are autonomous, but you know what, maybe one can no, overpower another, so that brings a loss of control as well, loss of control in terms of decision making. And while alliances, if a company from if a company is undergoing alliance to the another company, another government company, so they don't allow them to they don't allow them to buy equity. They don't allow them to buy shares more than 50%. They will only let you to get the shares of 49% only, so that they can overpower you. So it is sort of drawback as well, but you can expand your business beyond the boundaries. I know you can get a new target customers as well. So in the same manner, another disadvantages of strategic alliances could be increased liability as well. Once you invest, and they both of the company, or all of those company, they will try to generate the revenue, and in the same manner, working in such a in such a competitive way with others, there could be a there could be a huge increment in the liability. As I must say, yeah, Tesla and Panasonic, you must have heard about Tesla and Panasonic as well. Well, Panasonic has invested 30%, 30, I guess it was 30 millions, I guess, yeah, 30 million. I mean there was an equity alliance between Tesla and Panasonic, but there can, but you know what, for instance, in the case of Tesla and Panasonic, what was originally an advantageous relationship between them became fraught when batteries weren't produced and shipped quickly enough, causing delays in Tesla vehicle production. Panasonic weren't able to produce the batteries within a deadline, and that's why the production house of the Tesla, they were running out of the time. So that is why even some of the reports say, I found somewhere while going through the articles, that Tesla is putting its own capital behind building its own battery technology to reduce dependence on Panasonic. And that is why lithium batteries are being used in the Tesla car these days. So in the same manner, international alliances offer several advantages, including to the new markets, share resource and expertise, and reduce costs. Alliance can also help organizations to access new technology, improve distribution efficiency, and develop new products and services. Additionally, alliances can provide a way for organizations to enter new markets without incurring the cost of starting from the scratch. And the disadvantages, I will say again, disadvantages of the international studies alliances could be international strategic alliances also have several disadvantages, including a loss of control, as mentioned, cultural differences, which is the major part. We'll talk to it on later on in my last few slides, and the potential conflict of interest as well. Organizations may find it difficult to integrate the different process and system of partnering organization. Additionally, there could be a language barrier, there could be a transportation barrier. There have been many failures in terms of alliances. If my mind is serving me right, it was a Russian company and a Asian company, I must say, and the cultural barrier, the language barrier was the one which break down the alliances. Yeah. My next slide is about the ecosystems. There could be a technology partnership where a tech partner is partnering with the ISP, then the channel partnership, and the strategic alliances which are going through. Well, for a start, I can tell about technology partnership. That is a Take partnership on independent software vendors (ISVs). The arrangement is often referred as an integration partnerships. This type of partnership is when your product sends or receives data from a partner's products. In the same manner, in terms of channel partnerships, it is the independent software vendors like Windows, Linux, and Apple using some other sorts of automation tools. So these are some sorts of alliances in terms of ecosystems. And a study have shown that this is a source from 2022 State of Partner Ecosystem. There was a research held, and they found that 73% of they have channel partner program to enhance to elaborate their business. 72 and 70% of them said they have a strategic partner and they have a tech partner program respectively. So apart from that, from the alliances there could be benefits, there could be risk, and there could be a relationship as well. And there could be a key failure factors of, I must say, regarding the risk, there could be a key failure factors of strategic alliances in terms of a wrong choice of partner. It has been a major point of choosing a wrong choice of partner. Incorrect ideas about his or their abilities, the complexity of a clear definition of the Well, some other key failures factors could be, the complexity of clear definition of the associated goals, unrealistic market expectations, problem of criteria selection for the effectiveness evaluation of the alliance and its financial activities, results summarizing the complexity of control. It could be a lack of trust between the participants, it could be a lack of trust between the companies, and it could be the possibility of partner's failure of his obligations. He may outrun his, okay, and the mistakes and failure of one of the participants leading to serious damage to the other, in terms of brand as well, because both of them are supposed to enhance their brand building as well. Well, in the same manner, there could be some key success factors for strategic alliances as well. Some of them could be complementary skills and knowledge of the partners. They could be useful for both of them or among the companies under alliances. Minimal overlapping of the partners' markets, high level of autonomy while maintaining strong leadership of the parent organization if necessary, and the major part is trust between the partners involving cooperation, not limited only with the stipulation including in the contractual arrangements, and the major part, the respect of the fact that both partners have different corporate cultures and they have their own brand as well. In fact, they are supposed to work together to promote each other brand. They are supposed to protect their brand and the goodwill as well. So yeah, there could be, as we talked, there could be huge challenges, and Tanks and Das 2008, they published a sort of journal, and they have mentioned that managing the different kind of risk in strategic alliance is a complex task. The role of relational task and the performance task is talking about the roles of relation and performance risk in the alliance between the two companies. Well, overcoming those challenges, there could be, as we have already mentioned, what could be the key factors to the success of the alliances: selecting partners, setting right information, negotiating a deal, then respect and protecting the brand of each partner. That could lead alliances to achieve their set up goals. And once alliances is set, it could help all the companies to compete with the best player in the industry as well, 2 versus 1, and where there could be a result in economies of scale if properly planned. They can generate a huge amount of revenues as well, and many of the researchers have said that a good alliance is supposed to generate a lot of revenue. Until unless it is not generating any revenue, in terms of revenue, the alliances has not been set well. So and as we have talked already, build brand awareness by using goodwill of an already established company. Though both of them are established, they are supposed to run a campaign run awareness by using goodwill. And strategic alliances help the companies deal with the competitiveness as we have talked earlier. Taking competitive advantages in terms of innovation, in terms of financial position, in terms of brand recognition and reputation, strong leadership, and going beyond digitalizations and so on. Here could be some of the strategic alliances: joint marketing, joint selling, technology licenses, R&D contracts, design collaboration, production arrangements, business expansion abroad beyond the boundaries, outsourcing, and some of the other alliances. You can see the highest alliance between the companies was for joint marketing and promotion. Well, in the next slide you can see, as I have told earlier, as I talked earlier, 75.2% of them say that partner generated revenue. That's the direct attribution. These are some KPIs to measure the success of the partnership. There is no such a hard and fast measurements to to know how far the alliance has been walking. But generating revenue is one of them. Then increasing partner revenue is the second one, and leading generation. Leading the generation, along with is the third part. So, if there is alliance, there is supposed to be creation. There is supposed to be increment of the revenue as well. So here in my next slide, I have tried to mention few of the popular alliances. You can see Spotify and Uber. You can see Apple Pay and MasterCard. In the same manner, you can see Google and Luxottica. Well, let us go through a few of them. So Spotify and Uber. Spotify is a music company, and Uber are they are providing transportation facility. Well, they have teamed up to create a strategic business alliance that will benefit both companies. This alliance will give both Uber and Spotify competitive advantages, and the end result is win-win situation for both companies. The alliance is based on mutual understanding of each company's strength and values. Spotify drew on its stage by convincing millions of its users to choose Uber as their preferred mode of transportation. Uber, in turn, added value to the Spotify customers by giving them a truly personalized experience. By utilizing and sharing each company's knowledge and expertise, both of them are able to protect and increase brand visibility and recognition, and generate a lot of revenue to both of them. So in the same manner, Apple Pay and MasterCard. Through this alliance, MasterCard users could use a global contactless payment option, and Apple was able to use the knowledge and experience of an established international credit card to develop its contactless system. Co-creation strategy. Modern technology strategy means technology is sometimes produced internally or acquired externally. Well, Apple and MasterCard's alliance presently has the corporate advantages of having a device footprint of around 1.4 billion active devices, with about 900 millions of those being iPhones. With Apple Card, it is now fully controls its financial environment from beginning to the end. Apple has allied with IBM as well, who must have used IBM SPSS in the first semester. And going forward to my next slides, this is an alliance between Standard Chartered Bank and Bharati Supermarket in terms of Nepal. Well, to mark these strategic alliances, Standard Chartered Bank has issued a co-branded Visa Platinum credit card with Bharati Supermarket, which offer attractive cashbacks offers and discounts to the credit cardholders at the Bharati outlets. The Visa Platinum cardholders will be entitled to 25% of cashback on the first transaction at every Bharati outlets across the country, Nepal. So they too has undergone the alliances and is utilizing their resources. Well, this is one of the most popular alliances among Starbucks, Barnes and Nobles. It was first part in 1993. Barnes and Nobles doesn't sell coffees, but Starbucks doesn't sell books. But by partnering strategically, they both have created a successful user experience by which both companies gain more customers and increase their revenues. Barnes and Nobles offers books, while Starbucks offers a coffee. You can go to the Barnes and Noble cafe and go through a novel anytime. So it is a perfect alliance so far. Starbucks bringing the coffee, food, and related retail items, and Barnes and Nobles bring the books, music, movies, and magazines. Barnes and Nobles is a great study spot as well because it's never crowded. It smells good and it makes you feel like a smart bookworm. And Starbucks coffee has a great flavor to the readers as well. Going forward, these are some more alliances. Yeah, one of the most interesting and alliances is between Red Bull and GoPro, which was in 2012. Well, they are both giants of the action sports. The camera, GoPro, and the Red Bull action sports community, and for years they have cross promoted their brands. Red Bull and GoPro entered into the strategic plans in 2012. The equity form of the alliance is also involved in the partnership where Red Bull received the equity in GoPro. And going forward, you can see how Nestle wins world food fight. PepsiCo begins in the drinks with help from the snacks. So at the bottom you can see the source of the slide. It was from the Forbes.com, where Nestle has won the world food fight, and PepsiCo bring biggest in the drinks with the help of the snacks. They both got alliance. PepsiCo has alliances with the snacks, and they both have their own image, their impact, their own brand image across the globe. Apart from that, there could be military alliances as well. We must have heard about the NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, within 28 other countries. And yeah, at the bottom you can see why there is no NATO. While going through the articles, I just found this article as well, why there is no NATO in Asia. So if any of us are interested, I have just posted a copyable DOI, so that we can come to know why there is no NATO, because we always are running there is a NATO, and why there is no NATO in Asia. It would be one more study apart from my presentation today. And this is a supporting slides why many of the countries, they are willing to go alliance with United States rather than China and some other countries. So apart from military alliances, there could be economic and political alliances as well. Political alliances, we can say, Gathbandhan, to take part in the elections jointly, to form a government after the elections, to give external supports to an existing government, several parties joining forces to overturn any party, to modify elements of the political system, or jointly determine specific policies. So at this point, I'm very close to rest my presentation, but while going through these articles, I came across three of the major things, major elements that has been impacting the alliances within the companies, and one of them will be have drastic changes in coming years, in couple of years. So I will try to portray them in 3, 2, and 1. So the third most we can see in the screen is the knowledge management. So knowledge management and international strategies. Then this is the literature map. You can see how knowledge management and international strategic alliances has been formed, and how many of the writers have written the importance of knowledge management. Before that, I would like to have a recap on knowledge management, as we had in the first semester as well. So here are some of I have tried to portray a table regarding the action verbs, tools, and models. So knowledge management, to identify knowledge management, to collect knowledge, to organize knowledge, to store, to share, to update, to use and evaluate. So there are several tools in the market. We can see in the table and few of the models. You can see how these models are helping organization, firms to acquire, to identify, to analyze, to update, to use, and to evaluate the knowledges for welfare of the alliances. And this is a screenshot of my meta table I went through. And yeah, and the second major part, I must say, it was the cultural barrier, it was the cross cultural barrier, and it is a major part of why companies can go through failure until unless they don't have a clear cut cultural, they don't have clear cut ideas, clear cut presentation, clear cut techniques to overcome such cultures. So effective cross-cultural companies is essential for overcoming cultural distance in strategic alliances. This can involve training global managers in the interpersonal relationship and group communication competency, as well as in cross-cultural etiquette and customs. Well, business from different countries need to appreciate the importance of understanding culture and values of their counterparts if they are supposed to go beyond the boundaries. If they are willing to have alliances with the countries beyond the nation, it's important to take the time to learn about the culture of other company and to be aware of the potential misunderstanding and communication barriers as well. Well, firms can overcome the challenge of cross-cultural communication in international trade alliance by developing effective communication strategies such as using interpreters, adapting to the partner's communication style, and being sensitive to cultural differences. Firms can also benefit from cultural adaptation as well, which can help to improve communication, build trust, and foster mutual understanding. Cultural general communication strategies such as using plain language, common language, avoiding jargons, and being sensitive to the non-verbal cues can also help to improve communication in cross-cultural situations. In addition, organization needs to have a means of understanding and improving global intercultural communications, such as seeking feedback, training employees in intercultural communication, and fostering a culture openness and respect. If they really are willing to undergo alliances, if they really are willing to take the competitive advantages of the alliances, they are supposed to study and overcome, and they are supposed to enhance the cross-cultural behavior among them. Apart from them, I went through a journal, How Cultural Distance Affect the Formation of International Studies Alliances, and explanation of the transition cost theory. It was by Mingling Jiong, and it was published in Nankai Business Review International, volume 13, second issue. Well, the major findings of the paper was that the empirical analysis of foreign venture capitalist firms invested in China revealed that there is an inverted U-shaped relationship between cultural distance and possibility of international strategic alliances. There is also U-shape. This relationship is a result of two opposing mechanisms, which are the need and the feasibility of the international strategic alliances. In addition, this study further examined the moderating effect of social embeddedness and social reputation, revealing the boundary effect of the complex relationship between culture, distance, and possible international strategic alliance formation. So, the author is stating how far cultural distance could be disruptive and also could be beneficial simultaneously. So, and this was again a part of my meta-analysis table. The number one part, the major part, you can see the literature map. There is a lot of research has been done regarding the partner selection for strategic alliances. Well, in order to select proper partners for strategic alliances, several precautions and practices are being done so far, such as partner selection framework has been proposed to help organizations select partners that are well suited to their needs. For example, a partner selection framework based on project complexity and partners' past experience has been proposed in the paper. A paper selection framework for strategic alliances. Resource-based and organized learning perspective has been proposed. Application of data involvement analysis has been proposed while selecting the partner. These models are helping organization to go through some of the models and select the best partner. Apart from that, influential criteria has been proposed for selecting partners in strategic alliances, particularly for startups. For the startups, network independent partner selection has been proposed to help organizations select partners in innovational network as well. Well, again, I went through a paper regarding partner selection for strategic alliances, case study inside from the maritime industries. So this article was published on. Sorry, I couldn't tell the. Okay. Anyway, I will go through the major finding of this paper. The major finding by the author Marina, they found that case study evidence suggests that the study airlines were successful when partners have been carefully selected. As detected elsewhere, successful alliances were associated with the partners that had managed to build trust, that had managed to be honest, had common strategic goals, and partners that supplied resources and competency. Notably, it was detected that cyclicality in the maritime industry shaped the partner selection process. Trust between partners was used as a mechanism to reduce uncertainty relating to the strategic alliance process. Firms seeking long-term alliances select partners with sustainable capital and financial stability to survive a market's downturn, as well as the resources required for the expansion during a recession. Even if a company select a proper partner, they can come through, they can overcome any of the recession, they can walk jointly through any of the pandemics, uh, you know uh, like that. Okay, this is the part of our meta table regarding the various articles, various journals regarding the partner selection I have entered across. Well, I am very close to my presentation now, so I have tried to synthesize a few of the articles regarding partner selection. We can go through the highlighted words. They both say that during partner selection, compatibility, complementarity, and trust are critical. Capabilities of potential partners sharing the resources, and the trust as a crucial factor as well. They both are studying same of the things, and these were the references I went across. I will be managing my paper in well manner, and will be uploading in the file section. And at last, this is the one I must say, the future research. The future research, we came across many of the study alliances, and we came to know about the how cultural distances could interrupt the alliances, and how how knowing, how reading, how getting knowledge regarding culture of the other companies, other countries may assist in the alliance as well. And we came to know uh, what is the impact of the partner selection. If if a company fails to select a better partner, the alliance will definitely break down. And if it starts if it selects if it selects somehow a best partner among the partners, then they can run beyond be, they can run beyond the lines as well. So this slide, I am talking about the digitalization, use of digitalization in the study alliances, and AI itself has been a disruptive tools in every of the field. We can see in the, I have tried to mention a small visualization how AI could help all of the sectors in everywhere. So along with this slide, I here rest my presentation, and thank you for having me. Thank you so much.